When we talk about spending time with your family, it demands knowing the power of first things. It demands knowing the power of first things. And in my book, 15 Key Ingredients for Effective Leadership, I talk about, in chapter 2, I talk about the power of first things. The power of first things is knowing how to prioritize your life. And to prioritize your life, the good book or the Bible shows us 3 ways to prioritize your life. The first way, if you are prioritizing your life or you want to go by the power of first things, then you need to put God first, put your family second, and put your vocation or your job or your ministry third. The second on your priority must be your family. When you check the qualifications of leadership, one of the major qualifications of leadership is that he must have his family together, or he must be on top of his family life. His children brought up well with all gravity, he must be in charge of his family. You see, if you are giving time to your family, or if you prioritize your family, it's not just the provision of toys and money or paying their bills that shows that you give them a second place in your life. No, but spending quality time with your family shows that you are, they are high on your agenda. A man called Mark DeVries, who is a family-based youth minister, wrote a book, and he said, and I quote, he said, 1 in 4 young people are now indicating that they have never had a meaningful conversation with their father. 76% of 1,200 teenagers who were surveyed in USA Today actually said they want their parents to spend more time with them. One thing that kept coming up was the undercurrent of the children feeling lonely and isolated even from their peers, and so they thought that despite their parents' busy schedules, they should spend time with them. Billy Graham, that great evangelist, said something. He said, I've been to many deathbeds where people are dying, and I've prayed with a lot of them. Many of them on their deathbed have never said, he said, I've never seen anybody on his deathbed say yet that he didn't work very hard. Instead, many of them have said they didn't spend enough time with their families. So spending time with your family is very important. I want to read an excerpt of Benny Hinn to you. Benny Hinn a few years ago had challenges with his wife. In fact, he was divorced from his wife for 2.5 years, and then they were reconciled. During their reconciliation, he was interviewed by the press, and this is what Benny Hinn had to say. And I quote, he said, "My fault and mistake that I became so involved in the ministry. I became so involved in the ministry that I really was not paying attention to Suzanne," that is his wife, "and the struggle she was going through emotionally. The truth of the matter is that Suzanne filed for divorce because she was in a deep emotional and physical crisis that affected her in such a way that caused her to make a decision she now regrets. And although it was without question the most agonizing 2.5 years of my life, the end of our marriage most certainly woke me up, and the Lord used it to show me as a man of God and as a man that I cannot function properly without my wife and family." He continues, "What I did not realize was that in the process of ministering around the world, it was taking a far greater toll on my marriage than I realized. I once believed that my ministry came before my family, and I now realize that I was wrong. God comes first, then my family, then my ministry." So this is Benny Hinn. Now we've got to put our priorities right. You need to work. You need a job. You need to do ministry. And I've been in ministry by the grace of God for at least 33 years. In my 33 years in ministry, I've tried my best to put God first, put my family second, and ministry third.